Hey, JK here. I want to thank you for sharing part of your day with me. Ladies and gentlemen, we are done with week 3, and there is obvious trending going on with some of the teams. We definitely have seen some upsets. The Browns somehow came from behind and beat Packers this week. Also saw some big performances from the Eagles coming back from double-digit points. Beat the Rams. Huge performances from individuals, and then huge letdowns from some of the biggest stars. And some of them did come back to impact me. So that kind of stinks. But let's go ahead and get to the Jerome Horwitz Purple Dragons. This is a team that we have a clear distinction on the trend, and it's negative. We lost this week. It was so close though, 105 to 100. Top performer was David Montgomery. Oh, he had a huge game on Monday night. He got me 28 points. We also had a huge performance from the Seahawks defense. Not as big as the Vikings defense, but Seahawks were respectable. They got me 17 points, INT, punt return, no sacks though. So definitely could have gotten more, which obviously could have played a huge factor in it. Let's switch to the people that did not do well for me. Unfortunately, we were so much of a homer thinking that Marcus Mariota was going to need a versatile player in Deebo Samuel to do well. Well, he didn't. So somehow the Redskins, not the Commanders, the Redskins scored 40 plus points, and Deebo Samuel's got 2 points. Accumulation of 2 points, or like 20 yards. Come on, dude. And then probably one of my biggest whiffs, not because of the player, but because of impacting player. T. Higgins, you got me 1 point. But no one on that team did well. So, yeah, that stinks. As we move to the adds and drops, we added Troy Franklin, who did even worse than those two this week. So, good thing we didn't start him. And we dropped Jaden Higgins. Thought more was going to come with Jaden Higgins. He had a lot of chemistry with the quarterbacks. All the quarterbacks to start for the Texans in preseason, but fortunately, it didn't work out. So I always like to look and see who I could have or should have started to win. And this week, God bless America, I could have started Ricky Pearsall Jr., 25 cents, getting shot and coming back. He got me like 11 points. Then Devonta Smith, he got me 12 points. But I also could have just not worried about anything. Started my boy Mark Andrews from Oklahoma. Go Longhorn. He got me 21, or would have gotten me 20. So we clearly see this team is on a downward trajectory. Still a lot of football left. 0-3, leaning heavily on our running backs, like Derrick Henry, but you fumbled, brother, so that's not good. But again, leaning very heavily on our running backs. We don't have a whole lot of wide receiver play or success, so we'll see. I mean, even though a blind dog finds a bone sometimes, right? Squirrel finds it. Even a blind dog will. Well, there's a bone. So, let's see if we can move on to some successful teams. We're going to move on over to the Vince McMahon Football Club. This week we came up with a huge win thanks to Mr. David Montgomery. 204 to 173. Mr. David Montgomery got 46 points on Monday. Holy cow. The Buccaneers defense got me 32 points. I think Kyron Williams got me 31 points. On the other side, Lad McConkey got me 6 points. Deebo got me 5 points. We got some points for catches, so that's good. And then Troy Franklin, you got me 1 point. So even with a PPR, you got 1 point. Come on, bro. As this week did actually include Troy Franklin. Hunter Renfro, who did better than Troy Franklin. Not much, but he did. And also Jeremy McNichols. The drops did include, unfortunately, as I really hated to let him go, Isaac Grindo. And I say that because CMC is bound to get hurt. So at some point in time, he's going to go down and be like, oh, Mr. Grindo, come back. And then the other person who drops was Dameon Pierce. I really thought he was going to be able to do more in the Texans' backfield. Oh, the Texans are going to be better. I didn't know if Nick Chubb was going to be up to the task. Joe Mixon, right? The guy that punched that girl at OU. Another OU guy. But yeah, so Dameon Pierce not getting it done, brother. So the Vincent Football Club is 2-1. So a positive upper trajectory. This is a tough league with like 40 players on each team. Okay, it's not. It's like 26 or something like that. But still some ridiculous number. This is the one that took like an hour and a half. And we had keepers. So, whoop, got a little excited there. Knocked the camera over, but we're back. So, Vincent Football Club, 2-1, upper trajectory. Let's keep it up. Now we're going to move to the party time, party boys. This week was the buzzsaw that was everyone that did well was on my opponent's team. I lost 174 to 129. Bringing my record to 2-1. So still, I would say an upper trajectory. We're over 500, so we're doing well. Our top scorer, again, none other than David Montgomery. But 29 points was not enough. Kyron Williams got me 19 points, but again, just not enough. Dang. Mainly because Keon Coleman got me 5, and the Ravens defense got me -4. Oh, why'd you start Keon Coleman? Because he had like 8 or 11. Now, before you go and be like, why'd you start Keon Coleman? Well, he got like 11 targets this past week. Now, before you're like, why'd you start Keon Coleman? We got 11 targets last week. So I was like, oh, it's probably going to do something good for me, right? Yeah, no, that was wrong. Khalif Shakur was the one who got most targets. But even he didn't get a ton. It's the Josh Allen show there. Unless you are James Cook or Josh Allen, there's no point in having anyone on that. As we move on over to the Azure Drops, we added my boy Hunter Renfrow. Always love me some Hunter Renfrow. And the story about how I got back on the Panthers, his daughter kept ignoring the calls, so she was watching like Bluey or Teletubbies or something like that. And on the other side, we dropped Jaden Higgins. Yeah, I saw something the other day that CJ Stroud was like one of the biggest falls in the last few years. And I can't help but really like, whoa, like, yeah, it's the truth. Because CJ Stroud was like the man coming out of college and led the Texans to the playoffs and hasn't done a whole lot. Yeah, I mean, I know he's only been in the league like 3 or 4 years, so hold off on calling him a bust. I'm not calling him a bust. I'm just saying he's definitely on that downward trajectory. But again, like everyone talks about Nico Collins and definitely losing some weapons from last year hurt him. But now he's, I don't want to say back up to full strength because he doesn't have a starting running back. But you know what I'm saying? Like, oh gosh, if you're a Texans fan, that must be tough. Not as tough as being a Cowboys fan. I wouldn't know that. I'm a Redskins. So let's move to the deranged Easter Bunny. And this week, we did not have Jaden Daniel, but it's okay because we had Drake May. Got me 59 points. And this is like a weird scoring league, so it sounds like a lot, but that's kind of a low score for quarterback. He got me 59 points, so thank you, Mr. May. And then leading wide receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown, 21. Not bad at all. On the other side, the guy that did poorly for me was Travis Hunter. Now, maybe thinking, why are you starting Travis Hunter at wide receiver? Well, I'm not. I'm starting him at my independent defensive player. So I'm thinking he's going to get offensive points and he's going to count for a defensive player and I'm going to be super smart. Nope. That's not how this works, unfortunately. But we were able to add a running back who is not a defensive player. It's J.K. Dobbins. Hopefully he can do. And you know what I just noticed? I didn't tell you the score this week. Yeah, we won 171 to 145. So again, that brought our total record up to 2-1 overall record. That's good. Again, upper trajectory. 3 of my teams, 2-1. 1 of my teams, 0-3. Still lots of football left. Time for me to go below 500 and or come back from this 0-3 deficit. It's not impossible to do. Difficult, but not impossible. So let's make sure we make this happen. Now we're going to move to the people I think you should add. Trey Benson. If someone didn't draft him or already pick him up, make sure you run to your waiver wire right now. Right as you're watching this, like I'll give you time. I'll just talk a bit about him. Make sure you go add him because James Conner is now out for the season. Definitely glad I didn't grab him in the draft. I really like James Conner, but the bad side of 30. Okay, the wrong side of 30. That's where he was. Just wasn't gonna keep doing it, and there was too much going to be put on his shoulders this year. So Trey Benson, the young guy, he is his 2nd or 3rd year in the league. He did decently well last year. Again, very limited action. But again, he should be the workhorse now. Also, if for some odd reason Marion Hampton is still available, go pick him up because Harris is also out. His eye, and then it's his Achilles, knee, ankle, something like that. Anyway, he gone. Okay. If you are a Packers fan, you're not a Packers fan, fantasy, maybe pick up one of the wide receivers there because you have Christian Watkins or Wilkins, whatever his name is. I think it's Watkins. He's out. You also have Jaden Reed, who is out. So you're going to have to pick with Romeo Doubs, Matthew Golden. They're odd names that like are not household names, but those are the guys. Obviously, I'm hoping my boy Matt Golden is able to do well for me. And they're going against the Packers this week. So that should be ugly. I am probably going to start Golden against my better judgment in hopes that he just absolutely goes off while he's back in his home away from home, at least like for senior year. Someone else you should probably go look into, Harold Fannin. I know I've said it a few times, but yeah, the Browns should be looking to start someone other than Joe Flacco. Even though they did win, they have to give Gabriel or Shador a chance at some point in time, and they're going to want to check. Well, they're probably going to want to go deep, but if they're smart, getting rushed because there's no offensive line. That offensive line they have should be checking it down. So look for Mr. Harold Fannin or Bowling Green. Pick up the Packers defense because I think the Packers are going to wallop on them. And defense is going to be on the field a lot. And Dak is whack. So should probably pick that up. The last one, if you're desperate or potentially in a 2-quarterback league, Jackson Dart. He is confirmed to be the starter for the Giants this coming Sunday. It could be a tough matchup defensively, but crazier things have happened. The Browns actually won a game, right? Especially against a good team like the Packers. So yeah, be on the lookout for him if you need another quarterback. That's going to do it. Be what I think you should add, and hopefully my teams continue to do well, at least get a win here soon. And hopefully your teams are doing well. I'm looking forward to hearing about them and, of course, sending positive vibes, unless you're an Oklahoma fan. This is JK. I want to thank you for sharing part of your day with me.